from the outside. Look at that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Hello Flight Simulator fans, welcome back to another Practically Geek video. Today I'm looking at not a freeware airport, I'm looking at a payware airport. Yes, this is my second payware airport. The reason why I don't show a lot of payware airports at this point is basically, one is that I'm unemployed. I don't mind saying that. The year has been a tough one for everyone, not just for myself. So I don't have the funds to buy a lot of the higher quality stuff for Microsoft Flight Simulators. So I don't have any of the extra planes you can buy. Currently at this time I do have two payware airports. This is the second one and the one that I want to show you. This is also a early Christmas present from my wife, so thank you to her for this, so I can get it out on my channel and show you. The reason why I picked this one out of many others from a similar price or even cheaper is because it's from Pilot Plus, and as you know, I've featured one of their airports or airfields or airparks rather on my channel, the Wycombe Airpark, which was absolutely incredible. Well, one of the best. I can't comment on one of the best, but certainly ultra detail. It was incredible. I'll link it up above, so you can take a look at that. Today I'm looking at, I'll get to the point sooner or later, I'm looking at their newest airport, Southend Airport. Obviously give it away, it's located in the south of the UK, just along the Thames, more towards sort of the point of where the Thames kind of enters from the is it the North Sea? Yeah, North Sea. So the south of England, and this has airliners mostly like the 737s. It's, you know, a low-cost airline kind of airport, and obviously a good amount of general aviation aircraft and some private airlines. As always, I'm in the drone camera. I'm going to head up into the sky and have a look around the default scenery for Southend, which I've had a quick look around. It's not the worst and it's not the best, certainly. It's a bit more fleshed out than others I've seen. That said, it is the biggest airport I've reviewed thus far on my channel. It's auto-generate city round here. It's just a mashup of loads of different auto-gen buildings. Now, I must admit, I should do my research more on these. I will be doing in the future. I'm still learning kind of how to approach narrating videos and how to set them out to give you a better sort of, to give the videos more structure. So I did a bit of research on Southend Airport. I know it's had a lot of work done, and there is two control towers. Certainly the one that you can see right now is the newer one, not the proper one. This is the default scenery, but around this area here is the older radio control tower, the control tower, and it is included in the Pilot Plus version of this, which we'll be taking a look at as always in the second part of the video. The area itself around Southend, there's a lot of industrial zones over this side of the airport. As you can see there, it is auto-gen, so it is present. It's a single-use room. It's a single runway. It's a decent size. We've got runway 06, or apparently runway 05. I read this as runway 06 and 24, so maybe it's 05 and 25 on this. I'm not too sure. Basically, you're looking at a 1,852 meter runway, and 37 meters wide, and that's the only runway at Southend. So you've got a turnaround area down the bottom there for any bigger aircraft approaching on the other end of the runway, and some apron and taxiways. The aprons are quite big on this airport. Well, for this size airport, you've got ones here on this side here, and then nearest to the terminal over this side is a terminal, and it has its own railway station as well. The houses here are actually that close to the airport, similar to Liverpool Airport, my local city one, my home city one. Down the far end of the runway, we have more retail shops, as well as over that way on the far end by the car park. That is also a retail park, and Pilot Plus have actually included all that as standard in their scenery, so you will see some well-known shops. Over here you can see some 2D texturing of the grass area with what looks like solar panels. Solar panels? What are solar panels? Solar panels. Again, I believe that's all mapped in and there in 3D. This is the general aviation side, and it's not the best looking, as you can see. There's one auto-gen hangar, which is probably one of the better hangars I've seen. But it's all flat textured. You can see part of the front of a plane there. This end here, in real life, I believe has an Avro Vulcan. So you'll remember from my Wellesbourne Mountford airfield review, there's one there as well. This side of the airport is very industrial. Okay, there's a lot of mixture of buildings, and there's actually a lot of aprons for like general aviation, private jets, etc. And again, you can see a lot of 2D textured aircraft in the default texture of the ground. There is broken up aircraft around here from the looks of Google Maps. It's just some of it looks like a airport graveyard as well, but a lot of planes static in this direction, and again more industrial type buildings. And obviously if you go further up, you'll see the coast coming into play here, so you'll see just how close it is to kind of the sea and the river there. So as I say, this is one of the bigger airports I've reviewed, and the reason why I wanted to do it is just to kind of test me, and kind of I want to go on to bigger airports as well, because there is some great freeware, like bigger airport international ones. You've got the really popular Gatwick freeway, which is amazing. But yeah, this is Southend Airport. I'm not going to spend too much time in the default scenery like I always do. I want to just get straight in to look at what it looks like in the obviously the upgraded version, which this time is payware. But I wanted to see this and just see what the guys at Pilot Plus have done, if they can sort of beat their Wycombe Airpark one. So back with my Citation Jet here, and we're going to go into the Pilot Plus scenery right now. Welcome back to London Southend Airport, and we are loaded in to the Pilot Plus version of this airport, and already you can see a major difference. I've tried to start out where I started off from in the first part of the video, just in front of my Citation Jet, and where I'm parked is maybe a bit more over to the left. As you can see, we're joined by some static EasyJets which are included in this scenery, as well as some extra detail, and like the stairways just off the stands here. Some static citation that looks like a Citation Jet as well, maybe even looks like a Premier One that I used to fly in X-Plane 11 actually. But as you can see already, another absolutely amazing detailed airport by Pilot Plus. There is a bit more stutter, and the performance has dropped a bit. Certainly in the default scenery I was getting maybe a few little pauses, but the frame rate was consistent. In this one, which I mean you would understand given the the level of detail that Pilot Plus have put into this, the same level as the Wycombe Airpark one. performance will take a bit of a hit, but I must admit this one is a bit lower. I mean, I am comparing it to the Wycombe one, which is a small airfield. Okay, that's that, you know, it's significantly smaller. So I mean, I can't really argue with the fact that I'm going to get some little hiccups here. So moving from, I think what we'll do is move from this way around the airfield. In the middle of this airfield obviously is the runway, the single runway, which again, all the textures and aprons and taxiways. Look, I mean, if you get down low here, you can see that the textures are still they look quite good. I must admit these little black markings don't look so good, whether that's supposed to be like that or one fine line. It doesn't really matter, you're not going to see that. Well, you will, but I mean, let's not, you know, split hairs, as it were. Moving along, obviously all this was quite muggled up with auto-gen buildings. Some weird sort of houses appeared as well. There's obviously the housing estate over here is supposed to be there, but there was like a row of houses here, which is now I think that's a Holiday Inn hotel. But we'll get back to that way in, obviously when we get around to the other side. Moving along, there's a lot of really highly detailed hangars and static cars. I must admit, for the level of detail we're getting, and the airport cost around 14.49, I think it converted to in the end. Orbex does give you an array of prices. It'll show you the US dollars, the dollars, and the English pounds all converted. Certainly for the price and kind of the detail that you're getting, I would have liked to see these textures, ground textures, being a bit more detailed, especially because in some of the freeware that I've reviewed, it is quite crisp and clear. But anyway, moving on. I've checked some of this out on Google Maps, and it is spot on. I didn't notice this on it, so I'm gonna have to go back and check. But this is like I think you can go into like a part of it. It could even be a training fuselage for pilots. But we've got Jota Aviation here with the it's got on this side of the tarmac, it's opened up with a 737 in it. That being said, the 737 isn't highly detailed. In fact, it looks more like a cargo conversion one. There's not windows in it. There's no windows. It might be getting painted, let's just say that. But cool nonetheless. The actual detail, and especially these top windows here with the PBR materials in it, with the reflections, looks absolutely amazing. And the glass skylights over here. Moving along, we've got like an older looking hangar. Now if you get too close, certainly the textures aren't as good, but the weathering and the, you know, the difference in colours is really great. Behind here is actually a Vulcan. It's an Avro Vulcan. Now this is I've just actually researched it, and the XL426 is the one that's based at Southend, so great thumbs up on the detail in there, Pilot Plus, because you know you could have really put anything in there. You might not have even had it on there. On Google, in fact, this is parked up on the taxiway just over in the distance there. So I can imagine maybe this has been moved over since. And I think the Vulcan Restoration Trust is just in this building here, so they have one here which is in taxiable condition. It is being restored quite regularly, so it is able to do taxis for shows and stuff like that, but not in flyable condition. Moving along, more hangars and more apron areas with a Cessna and a Diamond DA62, it looks like. That actually could be the newer one. That could be, I think there's a newer one. Is it the 82 or the 80? It's the DA42 actually. Another one just there. This reservoir area here. People's back gardens with the just the flat I think that must be the Bing satellite imagery. All the taxiways are really crisp and clear. I mean, if you look at that, you can see the kind of the rain and like maybe the oil slick and stuff like that coming through the tarmac. The yellow taxiways are perfectly fine, good colour. And if we make our way through here, there's something I want to show you, which the Pilot Plus has included. You've got the antennas and the beacon lights and the radars. We have a full perimeter fence. And then the turnaround over here is still there, but obviously retextured. Over here is a NatWest, I would imagine, headquarters or main building with all the cars here. And then they've actually included the massive Tesco extra that is at the end of Southend Airport. With considerable detail, I must admit as well. Again, the ground texture isn't great. That being said, this isn't part of the airport, so I can forgive that. Let's make our way round. I noticed this before. I did take a quick look around the perimeter. They don't know what they're doing. We'll leave them to it. That being said, if you are landing on the runway 05 in particular, you will probably notice that, because it's quite easily noticeable. Heading round into the industrial estate, they've included quite a lot of detail around, you know, quite far out of the airport perimeter. So this area here has a lot of custom buildings, true to life buildings. So if you enter this industrial area, there's still a lot of apron areas for the planes. More of a general aviation area. You have some more planes here and hangars. This stretch of apron here, which allows planes to get to this area. This 737 is actually there. I had to take a look on Google Maps, but it looks a bit more run down, and has got a livery on it. I'm not too sure what the livery is, but it's actually facing the other way as well. But you can actually go to Street View on this particular road and have a look around here. But it all looks pretty legit. It's all spot on, as far as I can tell. Heading over here on the where we saw the satellite, the solar did this in the other video. The solar panels, solar panels. Jesus, they are actually all fully modelled now, so that's good. And the general aviation area here, we've got some more static aircraft. Another Diamond 40. We've got a police plane here, a Cessna Caravan. That's quite cool. And these really old kind of tin hangars with this weather, and look how cool that looks. I mean, if you get too close, you'll see, but if you look at it from this level, it's really good, because I mean, you could easily miss them even if you are taxiing out or you are landing or taking off. Again, the tarmac is quite nice. The textures are quite good. The Vulcan on the Avro Vulcan is actually parked here on Google Maps, so maybe it has been moved. And then you've actually got the fire practice aircraft here, which is cool to be added in. And then you've got a taxiway here, tells you which runways you're heading onto. The lights look really impressive here. Obviously we'll be going into the night lighting in just a moment. Car park here is now obviously fenced in and looks proper. Again, the texturing isn't great. I really wanted to love it all, like every bit of it, but the texturing on some of the tarmac is really poor. Like, I mean, maybe from this height it's okay, but again, you can still see it's quite fuzzy. And when I said before about some of the freeway like car parks and texturing on the tarmac especially looks amazing. That being said, the taxiways and the grass area and, you know, the apron here, the textures look amazing even from here. Look how crisp that looks, you know. But the car park, I know you're not going to see it. That being said, you would be seeing it, you know, if you landed on, you know, this end of the runway, you possibly would see it taxiing out. Maybe you would see it on this, you know, you would if you're taxiing your plane down here, you would. But again, I can forgive that. The new control tower here, with a bit of construction going on beside it, really great detailing. The texturing, again, from around this height is great. If you get any closer, it's still fat, really good. And obviously they've included a interior which again is insane. It's just as good as the Wycombe Airpark I, if not better. The you know, the potential for some Instagram flight sim posts here is great, so we'll be doing that for sure. You know, you can it also has the rain effects, which I will show you just after we take a look at the night lighting. Again, some questionable texture in the roads alongside, especially if you're going to model the car park and by the way the train station with some static trains that don't move, which isn't a problem, but I've seen sceneries where the trains move up and down, you know, which looks cool. But again, this was just a flat texture, so you know, you can forgive that, and it looks amazing. And in the terminal itself, you've got the canopies, you've got London Southend Airport. Look at that. Looks so good. If you get close, again, even the bigger letters in the London Southend look a bit, you know, questionable. But again, this is if we're getting up close, and you might not even see this because this is airside, and you know, definitely would be blocked out. We've got this lovely statue with imprinted planes on it. That's quite cool. Heading up over to the top, we have another little building, Southend Airport, on it. The canopy running along the edge of the gates looks really good. That said, I don't know what's going on here. The effect of kind of dirt and the weathering and stains along the grass is okay. Heading over, this is the bit that made me laugh in the pictures of the product page. We have a McDonald's, which is cool because this is all real. I've seen this on Google. It's spot on. Someone have getting their Big Mac and fries there. And then all these shops here, they've included every shop, and it's spot on. If you go on Google Maps, these are all in order and all right, and it looks insane. Again, questionable textures on the floor, but I'm gonna let it pass because the overall upgrade to the scenery is insane. It's so good. And then yeah, that's a Holiday Inn, I think. Yeah. So they've included that as well. And then the older control tower, which I believe is like the original one, which still has an interior, by the way. And even the kind of the wood effect maybe there. It looks like a wood effect. And the stains in the glass and the roof. Look at the roof. Look how it. I mean, if you get too close, you know, it's not great. But around this height, look at that. It looks convincing. So with that being said, we need to definitely check out the this airport in the night, don't we? We need to check out what the night lighting's like and see what this airport has to offer in different weathers as well. Okay, so it's about 1:30 AM and I'm super impressed with the first time I've seen a nice bit of night lighting in a control tower, which looks super good. I'm really impressed with that. The night lighting in this airport is one of the best I've seen, if not the best. The runway looks incredible. The mixture of apron lights, the taxi lights, and then these runway lights, the pappy lights look so good. That looks insane. That's so good. I love that. The car parks are nicely lit up. Apart from this kind of area of it being very dark, that doesn't look too good. But again, there's a lot to be said with the other things. So moving on down the apron, the train station looks really good. Again, we have those floating lights, which nothing could be done about those. I am disappointed in the terminal on the air side. It looks very dark. I don't think it would look like that. So that's not too good, but you know, there's a lot of building lights on the air side where it counts. The stand signs, illuminated yellow, look great. The distance lighting again around this area is so good. You know, you have got like, you know, obviously London in that direction going on, so it looks really good. You got a lot of urban areas compared to some of the others I've checked out. The retail park and this field over here look really well lit, and as well as the Holiday Inn. It's absolutely great lighting in all parts of the apron and the taxiways, and the hangars too. General aviation part here on the grass, because these will go out if you get too close, see? So there's absolutely no lighting apart from the fuel there, so that doesn't look too good. I imagine there would be some kind of lighting, especially on this hangar building. And again, the buildings over here are really well lit up, as well again as the runway on this side. So let's take a look at some weather conditions, and let's take a look at that rain on that glass of that control tower, as well as they did in their Wycombe Airpark scenery. So as you can see, the rain effects on the control tower look really incredible. They're hitting the glass, and you can see the detailing of the raindrops on the glass. Now, I don't think they would have sorted it out, but in Wycombe Airpark, when you go inside the building, the rain still goes through it. So let's see if it happens in here. It doesn't, but you can't see the drops on the outside. In fact, actually, you can still see some rain coming in. But again, this is just all, you know, this is particularly me looking for issues maybe, but from the outside, look at that. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Obviously the same can be said from the apron areas as well. The reflections in the apron and the taxiways look incredible too. Let's get down low, because the textures in this groundwork is amazing as well. Look at that. Really great as always, and the rain effects and the weather effects in the simulation, added with the scenery by Pilot Plus, make it look really, really genuine. Just to give you an idea of what the rain looks like in the daytime over on the control tower as well, just so you can see. Again, absolutely amazing. Great work by the Pilot Plus team to make the airport look alive and true to life. And the Humid Storms preset, one of my favourite from Weather Presets Pro. If you are thinking about downloading this airport and getting it from Orbex, you can actually get this Weather Presets Pro, which has been updated recently with another 10 presets on it. I only just saw that. So you now get 50 presets on there, and the presets are amazing. The big and bold clouds are one of my favourite, as well as this humid storms. And just to repeat, the Pilot Plus Southend, London Southend, is around £14.49, or could be 99. You can get it from Orbex. It's a partnership with other developers. Pilot Plus are one of them. I'd also urge you to check out the Wycombe Airpark that they did if you are into more general aviation flights. That being said, you can fly general aviation aircraft from here. It's not one of the bigger London airports. And then just to finish off, we got one new preset called Misty, and that looks absolutely insane. It looks so good. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment, let me know what you think. This is London Southend Airport by Pilot Plus. If you are enjoying my videos, I would consider subscribing to my channel for videos like this. I mostly do freeware airport reviews, as well as some flight tours from different cities and landmarks from around the world. And as I say, freeware reviews to show you some of the best freeware airports around today. I will feature some payware just like this if I feel like it's worth sharing. And I do think this one is worth sharing because it's really, really great, highly detailed, and definitely looking forward to more of Pilot Plus's stuff. Keep an eye out for more videos coming soon from my channel. I want to do a video, maybe some things that I've seen online about Microsoft Flight Simulator, some news, stuff like that. That being said, I think other people do some do Microsoft Simulator news videos better than I do, or certainly they should just be left to, you know, to share the news for this because they do it so well. I do like sharing these, as I say, the freeware ones especially. Thank you for watching my video on Pilot Plus's London Southend Airport. I will see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.